thank you so much for the presentation and for having us here. We are Mots, and yes, we also work with AI.
Wait, this was supposed to be more like we are Mots and we also work with AI, kind of like an AI anonymous kind of thing, you know, like.
Hi, Mots.
Yes. But anyways, before we start this, I think it's important to establish one thing. So before we discuss about working with AI and all that stuff, we have to tell you how this is going. And I apologize that we have to talk about us right now a little bit, but you'll see it's a little bit relevant, just a tiny bit. So this relationship has been going on for like 18 years, almost. And
personally, professionally, maybe only.
Yes, let's get into those details quite soon, Daniela. Thank you. No, so the issue is when we collaborate, when we write something, or when we have to deal with working with clients or a commercial project or anything like that, what happens is I always say, "Oh, this is a good idea. This is an amazing idea. We should do it." Then I regret it, and then she comes with some ideas, and then I say, "No, it's all bad," and I say, "No, everything's bad. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate my life," and all that stuff. You know, if you're creatives, you probably know how this works. But the bottom line is collaboration. You know, it's usually a human thing, right? So we collaborate with either between us, even though if that means throwing dishes at one another, but that's a different conversation for a different time. Or if we have other people on board, if we have a client, for example, or some other writers with us, we usually ping pong ideas, right? That's how it used to be. But now this thing came, so right now we are in year one. After AI, as we like to address it, and in year one after AI, we have to learn how to collaborate with AI. So I think you mentioned at some point that basically collaborating with AI is kind of like collaborating with people.
Sure, and 80% of the ideas are probably biased or are not suitable for the purpose that you are trying to collaborate with the people who are average. And I think we both have the same feeling that AI is more or less a reflection of how ideas are thrown around in normal situations.
In a room, right? But the only difference between throwing dishes at each other, in a room, is that with AI you can generate not 10 ideas, not 20 ideas, but you can generate 100 ideas, 1,000 ideas. And I think this is the overwhelming part, right? And what we learned, and our process of collaborating with AI, I'm using the quote unquote. You'll see. I'll basically everything that I say now I will contradict in like 5 slides from now. But collaborating with AI means hearing all those ideas, reading all those ideas, and then at some point trying to curate and trying to navigate and trying to find the thread that is actually important for the project that we have, right?
And also bringing in your own input to try to make your own product in the end, or your own creation.
So, by the way, I have to introduce you again. This is Daniela. She's not a CG artist. She's not into, she's editing, she's writing, she's whatever. I don't care.
I'm not a nerd, and I'm not good with tech, so.
Yeah, so this is proof that this thing works. No, anyways.
So the short film is 3 minutes long, and we had 20 versions of the short film when we launched it during an event in Lisbon. And for those 20 versions, we had to generate, 20 different frames for some of the scenes. And this is one of them. And what I did basically was to just take the original footage, which was the basic rock, as basic as it gets, and just mask it, simply mask it. We used stable diffusion for that, and generate on top of it different objects. Like, these are just some examples that I used. But the fun thing is that we didn't do any post work in the traditional way. So the only thing that we did after we had, I had to generate hundreds of pictures until we got to these results. And the only thing that we did in post was a bit of color correction and maybe masking. I don't even remember if it was necessary.
No, I don't think so. So we just color corrected a little bit the edges of the whole composition. So the most impressive thing is that this thing is quite trivial right now. You see it all over the internet, and it's just able to recreate whatever it sees around it, right? And this was before Photoshop and content-aware, blah blah blah, AI stuff. So it was really early. It was quite early technology, and the process of discovery, right? I think this is quite important. So in a traditional sense, for those of you who are not into filmmaking or video making, what you normally do is, if you don't like the basic rock that's in the scene, you have to either film it in a different location with most likely another team in a different day, or you have to hire somebody to make that in 3D or CG or however you want to call it. So this doesn't mean that this process is cheaper, faster, or optimum. It's just that it's one tool under the belt. And I think you described it in private a little bit better earlier when you said that basically this process of generating hundreds of pictures, and testing and seeing what works is actually part of the creative process, can be part of the creative process, if that's your choice. And I think this is, this might be the most important thing, right?
Right, because in a linear way, you usually prepare everything in pre-production, right? So you have to get 20 final shots, and then you have to prepare a brief for your CG artist to generate those shots. But in this case, and you have to know what you want, but in this case, we actually found out while generating the stuff what looks better, what fits with the story, and it was a different order of doing things, not necessarily better, but definitely faster, I think.
Right. So this shot, if it loads, this was a different thing. Again, as we said earlier, this is one of the things that the character sees when she looks at her hands, and we just used, we just gave AI all liberty in generating this stuff, and again, it was just a tiny little bit of masking, and just that's it. But the most interesting thing, actually, and this is something that we tend to use more and more in our work right now, is this ability to train. I think Josh mentioned it a little bit earlier. This thing about training. So you can pretty much train AI. You can train your own model with the face of whoever you want. And the interesting thing is that so the young person in this thing is our talent, Yori. And this is an older version of her that we generated with AI. And the whole tracking, the whole thing, reflection, and everything happened in a very simple manner. And the thing with having, and by the way, we only used around 12 pictures of Siori, so, and the whole process takes around 10 minutes to do. The training. And once you have a model that you can, that's on your computer, you can reuse it, how many times you want. And the interesting thing is that once you have the model, you can pretty much generate anything that you want, in different styles, in different situations, or anything like that. Am I missing something from this?
No, I think it's good.
Are we good? Okay. So this was, by the way, these are 3 examples of the posters that we tried to generate for the short. I think I saw Christian. I'm sorry, Christian. This could be an interesting screen print, I guess. I don't know. at some point. Yeah, I guess this is what we wanted to mention on this topic, right?
Right.
But I think the most important thing that we want to underline here is that basically AI is just, well, it's another tool, you know, in our backpack. So I know that right now there's a huge debate. It's, you know, I don't think we're qualified to have that debate, us, I mean, the two of us right now, about, you know, the philosophy of what AI, you know, will AI replace us, and is AI God or Jesus or whatever. So we just like to kid ourselves, and we just like to say, no, AI is just a tool, you know, it's just like a screwdriver. And it's really about using the tool that serves your purpose, right? So,
but I guess the difference is, so if you compare AI with a screwdriver cannot create another tool so easy as AI can do right now.
So, but and that's one of the points, right? Because there's this there's Yuval Harari, this historian and philosopher, who says that basically language is the operating system of humans, right? And this thing that AI is doing, or these models are doing right now, is basically they're hacking their way into our operating system, right? And they are fully able to converse, to read us, and basically to reply to whatever we're giving them, whatever task we're giving them, right? And so then the question is, in a sense, if they can read what we want, like even if we prompt them to, right? Can we do anything with AI? So, and this is a topic that we've been, you know, we've been debating, we've been talking about amongst us and our friends and everybody around us, whether is AI good for everything right now? Is everything AI, right? And although I don't think that in this state, like state of the art is good for everything, I do think that this is something that we have to think about, and I think that we have to, in a sense, change our minds about it, or rather change our mindset, right? Because if you, going back to the idea of the screwdriver, or in other words, if you, let's say, approach a project, right? And you have all these phases of building the project. You can pretty much think about using AI in any of the phases. As a matter of fact, you know, we use AI all the time. We don't use it just for you know, generating pretty pictures and nice text and things like that. You know, we use
we
it.
also do that a lot.
Yeah.
As a procrastination.
Yeah,
An excuse not
but no,
to
but we
do
use it
actual
like
work.
professionally. We use it to transcribe. We use it to you know, find footage. We use it for. I use it to write emails in German. I'm sorry for everybody that was emailed by me in German.
Got fooled.
You got AI'd, I guess. You know, so we use it for accounting, all sorts of things, right? And this is the thing that I think is interesting to us, the fact that you can you know, think about, okay, I have this process, can I use AI? Is state of the art AI good enough, you know, to enhance whatever I'm trying to do, or, you know, make me get a better result. So
yeah, and I think there is this misconception that's happening in this moment in time. People think that just because we have access to AI and AI tools, we can have solutions to every problem. So AI is sort of becoming my nephew knows Photoshop, I don't need to hire a professional artist, I can do that by my own. And I think that's dangerous and not true in some cases. And it's on us to decide how much we want to use an AI and how we plan to use that in the end, because it's humans who take the responsibility and not, an algorithm. I mean, I don't want to get into the philosophy of it, but AI is not sentient and it cannot claim.
Well, I don't know. That's
authorship,
not,
probably.
So, but anyway, so I feel like we still have to address this, and I think I should start with a story. So
tell the story. Yeah.
Tell the story.
Tell the story. Show me.
It's a bad story. Now it's all downhill from here. But so when we found out that we can pretty much train AI with the faces of our friends and colleagues and partners and so on, we basically ask everybody to give us, pictures of themselves. Give me 12 pictures, I will generate really cool pictures of you, right? And this was also a way for us to, well, I'm saying this, but anyways, it was a way for us to learn the technology, to play with it, to see what we can get, how the whole thing works and so on. So everybody was sending us pictures. We were generating stuff like we had friends who looked like Instagram supermodels, and shot by, I don't know, famous photographers and so on. And everybody got their cool pictures. And then I said, okay, maybe I should also try this on my own, on myself. And I uploaded 12 pictures of me looking like this. And I prompted, I said, a photo of Octavian Mott, for some reason AI knows my name, comma, beautiful person. This is quite important when I prompt AI to make pictures of myself, because for some reason, if I don't prompt a beautiful person, it's just... And lo and behold, the first thing that I got was this. And so this is not, I'm not making a joke. This is not a joke. This is AI making a picture of me, so... Yes. Anyways, so the point here is that, obviously this was not AI's fault. It was my fault. I messed up some parameters and stuff, nerd stuff. And so the point that I'm trying to make is that AI is as intelligent or as dumb at this point, right now, is as intelligent or as dumb as the person who is operating it, right? And I'm saying that because it's always going to tailor the answer to whatever you're asking of it. So if you're talking to AI, with GPT in layperson terms, if you talk to AI in a language that's quite basic for a specific industry, you're gonna get results that are quite average or basic, just because AI wants to fulfill the task once, let's just say it once, to fulfill the task of making you understand what you ask of it, So, this is also one of the reasons why we feel at this point that AI is not really, state-of-the-art AI is not really capable of being a real author in that sense. So that's why I think it's more prudent to say that AI right now is just a tool that we use. There's a clear distinction in my head, although I'm thinking at the end of the world right now and how fast that will happen.
Probably in different industries, things look different than in the creative industry.
Right. So, is there anything else that we should? This is how it works. So sometimes I've read. She made all this for me.
I think everyone is hungry and would like to drink something. So maybe we can just move the headquarters to the next location.
Yeah, there's also, what did we mean by this? The risk of people genuinely believing that every problem has an AI.
Yeah, I think we
already touched that. A screwdriver, okay, I'm gonna read this. I have to read it. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. So, a screwdriver cannot be used to calculate nutrients at the supermarket. Anyways, on this note, so thank you for your attention. And just if you have questions, we're gonna be somewhere. Yeah.